I really didn't believe myself that I would be saying this on camera, but this phone right here is definitely the camera king of 2025. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the new vivo X200 Pro, and after almost a month of rigorously testing this phone for everything and especially the cameras, I can safely say keep your iPhone 16 Pros away, keep your S24 Ultra and Samsung flagships away, because the new camera king is definitely the vivo X200 Pro. Here's my long-term review of this phone after taking it on a trip, after taking it multiple places and using it as my primary device. I have a lot to say about it, and most of it is really good, which really means that Vivo has done something incredible. To watch the rest of this review, make sure you drop a like, subscribe to the channel, press on the bell icon, and let's not waste any time and talk about the vivo X200 Pro. Okay, so this is the vivo X200 Pro, and first things first, I'm gonna keep the camera bit for a little bit later in the video because I know all of you want to know about that. Before that, how does this fare as a classic flagship for a phone that is priced around 90,000 rupees? Here in India, it's definitely cheaper than the regular flagships, whether that is the S25 Ultra or the iPhone 16 Pro and Pro Max. This is definitely a more value for money option for anybody who's looking for a premium smartphone. Now, the X200 Pro comes with a beautiful design, albeit a very large camera module that your finger might also cover every now and then, so you can get fingerprints on this, which means you have to clean it every time you want to open the camera up. And trust me, with this phone you'll be opening the camera up a lot more times than usual. Okay, at the front we have a beautiful display which is curved to the sides, looks very good, very minimal bezels all the way around, which I think is very good. This is a beautiful display. It's a 6.78-inch panel. Of course, it's 120 Hz and feels very smooth and snappy to use. At the back you have this matte silver finish, which I think looks really good, and then the gigantic camera module. And just take a look at that telephoto lens. It's very deep compared to other telephoto modules that I have seen, and that only means that it's gonna take some amazing photos. Of course, all of these things are possible because of Vivo's collaboration with Zeiss that have used their lens optics and a lot of other cool optimization tech to make the photos that come out of this phone look absolutely mint. Now, we'll talk about the cameras a little later, as I said, but first things first, let's talk about how this phone feels to use as a daily driver, especially switching from a Samsung phone. Of course, Vivo's FunTouch OS might take a little bit of time to get used to for most of you if you haven't used it before, but I think that it is not bad at all. I mean, FunTouch OS 15 is running on this phone with the help of Android 15, of course, and the phone feels very smooth and very snappy, whether that is the gallery app or just flying through the UI because of the processor and this wonderful display. Consuming content, watching videos on this phone, as well as recording videos and taking photos, all of it is an absolute treat. I really did not feel like I was downgrading to a less capable display when I switched from my S24 Ultra, which is a very big thing to say. The display on this phone is LTPO, it's AMOLED, it's got 120 Hz of refresh rate, and it also has 4500 nits of peak brightness. This level of peak brightness means that whether you use the phone outdoors in harsh sunlight, just crank that brightness slider up and you will be very comfortable reading any written information on your screen. Along with that, it is also scratch and drop resistance with armor glass, which I think is very good, and it fares up well, although I have gotten a few scratches on my screen already, but that is probably because I carry other phones as well in the same pocket, so I'm probably more to blame than Vivo's scratch resistant technique here. As far as performance is concerned, guys, this comes with the flagship MediaTek Dimensity 9400 chipset, which is an absolute beast of a processor. If you're comparing it, I think it has similar performance to the Snapdragon 8 Gen Elite as far as benchmarks are concerned, and everything, whether it is hardcore gaming or it is multitasking and flying through the UI, feels very good and very snappy. So other than the camera also, this is still a very flagship phone through and through. So if you like gaming, if you like multitasking, or let's say you just want the best of the best like me, this phone will definitely not disappoint. Comes with Android 15 right out of the box with FunTouch OS 15, as I told you guys. And as far as bloatware is concerned, I did not see really any other applications other than the Vivo App Store, which I can't really call bloatware since it's their own proprietary app library. Other than that, it also is promised for 4 major Android upgrades. This is one thing where I felt like Vivo could have promised 6 or 7 years like most modern Pixel, Apple as well as Samsung phones, and that would put it right up there with the rest of the flagships even as far as future proofing is concerned. But even 4 major Android upgrades, it's not bad. Comes with Android 15, so up until Android 19 you are set to go, and because this is a flagship device from Vivo, you will get the updates right on time. As soon as they are released, they will first come on the flagship series, which is the X200 series. Along with that, you get 12 GB of RAM as standard across all the variants, which I think is a very good thing. And as far as storage options are concerned, you either get 256 gigs, 512 gigs, or a terabyte of storage if you really want to max it out and store movies on your phone, because I can't really understand why else you would require a terabyte of storage in your smartphone. The good thing is that all of this storage is UFS 4.0 storage, so they are very smooth and very fast storage, which is a very good thing. And as I said, this processor combo with this RAM and fast storage combo just makes everything super smooth. Never once did I face any overheating or any lag while doing anything on the phone, which is a very good thing to say, especially about a Vivo phone. Another great place where Vivo really innovated this time has to be the battery. This phone comes with a 6000 mAh battery, which is obviously a massive jump over other flagships like the S25 Ultra, which still comes with a 5000 mAh battery. Now this 6000 mAh battery works really well. It is a new battery tech, which is why the phone is still so slim with such a big battery, and you get 90 watts of wired charging speed, which charges the phone to 100% like so in around 20-25 minutes. And of course, you also get the charger in the box, which once again is just a massive win for this phone. Along with all of that, you get an in-display fingerprint sensor, which is super fast and super smooth to use. And of course, you also get the latest Wi-Fi 7 support along with Bluetooth 5.4, really topping the list of all categories out there for this Vivo phone. But all of that is great. Probably all of you already knew about all the specs. Yes, it is a flagship phone through and through, and it's got similar performance to the other flagships in this sort of price range. But where it truly shines obviously has to be the camera section, and there is a reason for this gigantic bangle-like camera module at the back of your phone, and that is the photo quality as well as the optimization. Let me first quickly tell you guys the specifications and all the sensors that you get, and then I'm going to show a couple of samples on screen, and you can tell me if you have seen photos like this to ever come out of a smartphone camera. Here you go. This is a triple camera setup. At the first, you get a 50 megapixel wide sensor with an aperture of f1.6. Then you get the massive 200 megapixel periscope telephoto lens. This is at 85 mm and this has got an aperture of f2.7. After that, you get another 50 megapixel ultra wide sensor, and on paper as well as in reality and practicality, the 200 megapixel telephoto just takes the best photos out there. I mean, the regular sensor and the ultra wide are also very good, but as soon as you hit the portrait mode option or you go into the telephoto zoom range at 5x and further, the results are truly outstanding. I am not afraid to say that this is probably the best portrait mode phone camera right now, even compared to the S25 or the iPhone 16 Pro. I just don't think that these brands have anything close compared to the Vivo X200 Pro, and that's how good the results are. The first time I took a couple of photos from this camera, I was shocked myself because I've been reviewing phones since the last 10 years almost, and I have never seen a smartphone camera capture this level of detail. And of course, a lot of that also needs to be attributed to the optimization of the photos that Vivo is doing in collaboration with Zeiss. And there are also a lot of really fun options where you can control the kind of bokeh that you get, or you can get new sort of creative styles that you can set in camera to take photos. And you know, if I have to pick a phone that can straight away upload photos to social media without being edited at all, straight out of camera, the X200 Pro would win that very easily, and that's how good this camera is. Of course, you guys can go ahead and take a look at the samples that I took when I was testing this phone, and I will also leave a drive link to the full resolution photos, so you can actually pixel peep, download these photos and take a look at the detail. This kind of camera fidelity coming out of a smartphone that can stay in your pocket all day long is truly amazing. We are really living in the future. And for camera, I will give this phone a solid 11 out of 10. And I have never really given that kind of approval to any smartphone like that ever before this. Okay, let's talk about videos. Over here also Vivo does something incredible. You can shoot up to 8K 30 FPS if you want to, or 4K 120 FPS, because that is also available in this phone. And along with that, you also get 10-bit log. So if you were saying that, okay, the new S25 series has log videos, so does the iPhone 16 Pro, well, Vivo is not really lacking in those areas either, because you can still record 10-bit log on this phone as well. Overall, guys, I have to say I have really enjoyed using this phone over the past month or so. I have been using it as my primary device, and I really did not face any other problems. In fact, the only thing that switching to this phone made me do was just open up my camera no matter where I was, because I knew that the results are going to be absolutely amazing. For the price point, the X200 Pro comes at around 90 to 94,000 rupees, depending on what offers you can get and the different offers that are currently running. But even at its most expensive, which is 94,000, this is a flagship phone that is worthy of this price. Compare it to the S24 or the S25 Ultra or the 16 Pro, and either of these phones are much more expensive than the Vivo, and this definitely destroys the competition as far as portrait photos and portrait photography or smartphone photography is concerned. So if you're looking for a capable flagship which is running the latest tech, it has the highest end specifications and a camera that will put all other phones to shame, the X200 Pro is definitely going to be a very strong recommendation from my side. Now, this phone also has a little brother, the X200, which is a lot cheaper but also shares quite a few similarities with the bigger brother. If you want to see a comparison with the X200 and just find out which one is more suited for you, let me know in the comments below. But yeah, that was it. This was my review of the X200 Pro. I know you guys really love this Vivo phone. I can tell from the social media response that this phone has been getting. But with that said, this is Anubhav signing out. Excited to hear your thoughts in the comments. Make sure to drop a like, subscribe to the channel, press on the bell icon, and I will see you guys in the next one. Peace out.